Emma sat on her small balcony, a warm cup of tea in her hands. The golden rays of the setting sun painted the sky in shades of orange and pink. For the first time in a long while, she felt a sense of peace. It wasn't always like this. A year ago, Emma had been overwhelmed by her busy life. Work consumed most of her time, and her days felt repetitive and dull. But everything changed when she rediscovered the simple joy of having hobbies. Emma's routine used to be predictable. She would wake up early, rush to her office, spend hours in meetings, and come home exhausted. Weekends didn't feel much different because she often brought work home. One Saturday afternoon, while cleaning her closet, Emma found an old box filled with her childhood keepsakes. Among the items were a sketchbook, a set of colored pencils, and a half-finished drawing of her cat, Bella. She smiled as memories flooded back. As a child, Emma used to love drawing. She would spend hours creating colorful pictures of animals, flowers, and imaginary worlds. But as she grew older, schoolwork, responsibilities, and eventually her job left little time for her creative pursuits. That day, Emma decided to pick up a pencil again. She sat at her kitchen table, opened the sketchbook, and started drawing Bella, who was now older but still her constant companion. The lines were shaky at first, but as Emma focused, she felt herself relax. For the first time in months, she wasn't thinking about deadlines or emails. She was simply enjoying the process of creating. Encouraged by how much drawing helped her unwind, Emma began exploring other hobbies. She remembered how much she used to love baking with her grandmother. One weekend, she decided to try making her grandmother's famous chocolate chip cookies. The recipe was handwritten in a notebook, slightly faded with time. As the aroma of freshly baked cookies filled her apartment, Emma felt a sense of accomplishment. She shared the cookies with her neighbors, who were delighted by the unexpected treat. "I didn't know you baked," her neighbor Sarah said, taking a bite. "I didn't either," Emma laughed. "But it's fun to try something new." From that moment on, Emma made it a point to try new hobbies whenever she could. She started a small herb garden on her balcony, joined a local yoga class, and even began learning to play the guitar through online tutorials. Of course, it wasn't always easy. There were days when Emma felt too tired or unmotivated to do anything after work. She sometimes struggled with the feeling that her hobbies were unproductive, but over time, she realized that hobbies weren't about achieving perfection. They were about enjoying the journey. One evening, Emma decided to organize her time better. She set aside an hour each evening to focus on a hobby. On Mondays, she would draw. Tuesdays were for baking, and Wednesdays were dedicated to practicing guitar. Creating a schedule helped her stay consistent and gave her something to look forward to each day. As Emma grew more confident in her hobbies, she began sharing her experiences online. She started posting her drawings and baking recipes on social media. To her surprise, people responded positively. "Your art is so beautiful," one follower commented. "Can you share the cookie recipe?" another asked. Emma realized that her hobbies had become more than just a personal escape. They were a way to connect with others. She even joined a local art group where she met people who shared her love for drawing. They would meet every Saturday in the park to sketch and exchange ideas. The big day arrived, and the community center was buzzing with activity. Families lined up to enjoy a warm meal, children ran around with their new toys, and the sound of laughter filled the air. Clara worked tirelessly, serving food, handing out presents, and even dressing up as an elf to entertain the kids. In the midst of the chaos, a man approached her. He looked to be in his 40s, with kind eyes and a friendly smile. "You're Clara, right?" he asked. Over the months, Emma noticed a significant change in her life. She felt happier, more energetic, and less stressed. Her hobbies gave her a sense of balance and joy that she hadn't felt in years. One day, her manager at work complimented her. "You seem different lately, more confident and positive," he said. Emma smiled. "I think I've just learned how to take better care of myself," she replied. Her hobbies also taught her valuable lessons. From gardening, she learned patience. From drawing, she learned to see the beauty in small details. And from baking, she learned that sometimes things don't go as planned, but that's okay. A year after rediscovering her love for hobbies, Emma's life looked completely different. She wasn't just working to pay the bills. She was living a life filled with creativity, connection, and joy. One evening, as she sat on her balcony sketching the sunset, Bella curled up at her feet. Emma reflected on how much she had grown. She no longer felt like she was stuck in a monotonous routine. Instead, every day felt like an opportunity to learn and create something new. Hobbies can transform your life in ways you never expect. Whether it's drawing, baking, gardening, or something completely different, finding time for yourself is one of the greatest gifts you can give. What's your favorite hobby? Share it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories to help you practice English. Let's learn and grow together.